Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. Welcome to Kickboxing with Tim and the Mechanic. Brendan Catino, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be hanging with you on a Monday talking kickboxing, man, the sport that we all love.
That's right. A bit of a rough weekend for you. Fight called off, all that good stuff. We talked off air for like half an hour now, but what do you want to say publicly to the people about what's going on?
Hey, man, I just want to say, guys, hey, I did everything that was asked of me. I did everything that the sanctioned body asked me, but for some reason, their doctor, I guess really to say is that he just had medical concerns, even though I passed everything. All my doctors cleared me. Everybody said that I was good to go, but for some reason, he still had medical concerns, so they canceled the fight. But hey, I'm gonna rest up. Maybe try to become a fat kid this week, and then next week we're gonna get back into it, and then I'm gonna try to just get everything taken care of for you guys.
Fantastic stuff, Brandon. We appreciate your time and joining us today. Did you catch some of the Glory 83 action?
Oh, of course I did, man. Of course I did, man. You know me, man. I wasn't missing Glory at all.
Donovan Wisse versus Cesar Almeida. I like the fight. I thought it was a really fun, interesting fight. Big swings and actions, lots of kicks going back and forth. I enjoyed the fight. Donovan Wisse was clearly the better fighter coming out of this one, though. What'd you make of it? What'd you think of it?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I think Donovan Wisse is exactly like I said. He was looking to defend his title. Unfortunately, get that since Almeida didn't make weight. So it kind of was. I don't know if it really. I really kind of do want to say like it really was a lackluster kind of type of fight. But I want to say Almeida did come on strong. I think it was the second round. I think is where he was coming in with those calf kicks over and over and over. But it was good. It was for Wisse. He kind of changed his stance. Composed himself, and then he got back. Then he got back into it, and then he was definitely in control of the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Donovan Wisse, that's kind of his style. And like I was when we were speaking to him, I was almost trying to like get him to talk about his style a little bit. That he just hangs out in the mid range. He's very comfortable with just outpacing people a little bit and shutting them down. It's like people fight him who are extremely talented and get shut down and feel like nothing's happening, but he's just so defensively sound. He's very frustrating to fight against, right?
Yeah, no, like I said, man. I said, Reese is good, man. I'm saying, let's see who's gonna be next for him in that middleweight division.
I think he talked about it. Both him and Cesar Almeida called out the winner. If we win, it's Serkan Oskaglyan next. Serkan got the left hook knockout victory in round 2. It sounds like Serkan's next. What do you think of Serkan's performance and his title chances in the future?
Yeah, man, Serkan was good, man. Saying he was back, hanging out at Mike's gym. Definitely seemed like he's definitely renewed, ready to go. And then also too, man, I want to say I think he crashed Wisse's a press conference, and then also too they had a face off right then and there. So I mean, it looks like that is the next match.
Ooh, we're looking forward to it. Serkan versus Donovan Wisse, and a clash of styles at that too. It's really going to be an interesting fight of these two guys who've spent their lives in kickboxing. Donovan Wisse has been extremely instrumental in building up the sport at home. He spends most of the time in his home nation. Serkan Oskaglyan is trying to do. He told me he's trying to do what Badr did for Morocco. I'm trying to do for Turkey. This guy, They're trying to make differences in their home nations. And there's a lot riding on this fight. So whenever they book the Serkan versus Donovan Wisse fight, sign me up. I'm ready for it, eh?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's definitely going to be one to watch.
Absolutely. Let's move to the main event, and then we'll kind of get to the rest of the card. But the main event was called off due to cut. So Donegi Abena is now the champion. He was doing quite well in the fight as well. Maybe he was up a few rounds. Maybe he was down a few rounds. The rounds were quite close. I personally had him up. Other people may disagree. But the fight was called off due to cut on the shin of Sergej Maslobojev. Now, was this reasonable? Is this the right call? What do you think? This is a big one.
I mean, this is what it is. Like, I mean, I know he did his post. He was trying to blame Glory and everything like that. And it's like, dude, like, it's not the promotion. This is the doctor. And each doctor is different. Each, sanctioning or each state is different, because this is
in Germany.
Yeah, in Germany, where I think his fight that he had with Tank was in the Netherlands, because that's where he cut his shin as well.
Yes.
And he was still able to finish the fight. But I mean, hey man, the doctor saw something, said, nah, let's not let it go. Like, I remember this, like, I mean, we're going to talk about this person later, but I remember a fight where Typhoon Oskin was destroying his opponent, and then he got a cut on his shin, and they stopped the fight, and he ended up taking an L. And I remember after that fight, that's when he started kind of wearing tights when he fought until he went back to until he fought and won. Because then I think they were like, oh, you can't wear tights when you fight. But I remember he was wearing tights to cover his shins. But I mean, again, like I tell people, everybody's different. Like that's why, like, we watch fights and you see people with cuts and the doctor stoppage. You know, like say, we're watching, anything, and usually they'll be like, if this was Las Vegas, they would have kept on fighting. I'm like, yeah,
absolutely.
Vegas. This is New York. This is California. Everybody's different. Every doctor's different, and it's one of those things, man. It's like, let's just get this rematch, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was frustrated because we want a conclusive ending to a fight where they have a rivalry in the past, and Donegi Abena, you want that crowning moment to be very good for him. At the same time, it did seem to be a pretty gnarly cut, like, and it's in a dangerous spot where if it gets any bigger, like, that's really bad news. I think maybe the fear is not that this cut is bad, but if this cut spreads any more, this guy's leg is going to be wide open, right? Like maybe it was like looking forward 10 kicks, and then we're talking, I don't know. Yeah. Tell me what I'm wrong.
I mean, like I said, it was a nice gash. I mean, it was leaking for sure. You saw it on his foot. Yeah. But I'm not sure if they said it on the or on the forecast, or they were just or it was just a suggestion. But I thought that they said that, the doctor saw a bone. So absolutely. And we couldn't see from any of the photographs, whether it be like on his Instagram, on the broadcast, even the photographs from the ringside photographer. You couldn't really see anything because they didn't. There's another thing, but they didn't clean it up to inspect. They just kind of looked at it as it was. I don't know. Like you said, it's jurisdiction and stuff like that. It's not the worst call I've ever seen. I know he was extremely upset, and rightfully so, especially in a title match and all that. But I'm not going to say this is a robbery. I don't think this is the worst I've ever seen. I mean, but I'll tell you this, man. Abena did not care. He was celebrating. He was celebrating like he got a knockout. It's like, he did not care. My man was like, "Yo, who's the champ? I am." He did not care. Yo, props to him. Enjoy your title reign, man. Enjoy your title win. Hey, man, it's one of those things too where people like don't get it. It's like, yo, man, you put in all this work. You put in all this work. You're dreaming about this, becoming a champion. Hey, man, however it happens, it happens. Enjoy it, celebrate, because again, you never know what could happen. Like, they could have the rematch, he could lose, and boom, he's not the champion anymore. So if I'm my man, enjoy it now. Like same thing with like, again, MMA reference, but like, Aljamain Sterling. He became the champ. Yo, man, you're the champ, man. You still did all that work. You still trained your butt off. Hey, it's not your fault. Your opponent DQ'd. Same thing here, man. Yo, Abena did his thing, man. He was checking those kicks. That's why it got cut. He did his job. Yeah, that's it. He was checking kicks, opened up a cut that was previously there. And you know what? And I'll also say, on my scorecards, and some people were disagreeing, I did have him up. That was in the 4th round. I had him up. It was at least 2-2. Maybe 3-1. Did you have Donegi Abena up in that fight? I think I'm trying to remember. It was a while ago, but I think I was maybe leaning towards the champ, because I know the rounds really were close. Like I actually no. Wait. I know because I want to say no. I think I did have Abena because I think that was the thing, was I was like, yo, like, I felt like the champ really wasn't doing much. I felt like he was just letting Abena control. So I know I definitely had to think Abena winning the first 2 rounds for sure. And then maybe the 3rd round I could have gave it to the champ because it happened in the 4th. So it probably could have been 2 rounds to 1. Yeah. See, it could have gone either way because those rounds were close, and often it just comes down to like what we're looking at when we're scoring. Maybe I was watching Donegi being a little bit closer, so I scored it for him. On a rewatch, if I looked at Sergej, maybe I score it the other way. But it's a close enough fight, and I think it's a lot closer than what people were giving it credit for going in. I think Donegi Abena looked way better than what people are expecting. However, I think that he did call out pound for pound list makers. Oh, I just love it. I love that. Yeah, but I think. Hey, my man's right. Yo, Vahitov's been inactive. I mean, hey, he did just have his one fight. He's fighting bums. Hey, man, yo, talk to your boy. Yo, talk to people that Beyond Kick, man. That's right. You know that's who he was talking about. I know who he was talking about.
But yeah, so they're definitely aiming for the rematch now. But yeah, I don't know, it's a fun one. I'm looking forward to the rematch. There's a ton of bad blood. It's a 1-1 rivalry at this point. They'll do the rematch down the line, hopefully when Sergej gets patched up a little bit more. But I think the rematch, yeah, I'll pick Sergej. Sorry, not Sergej. I'll pick Donegi Abena even going into a third rematch. I think momentum's on his side a little bit, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, he definitely came out looking real good this fight. Like you said, I think he was definitely taking it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. We also had Garrick Belay put it on Sihad Akipa. And we also had a few other ones. Nabil took out Urku. We had Ahmad Sheikh Musa took out Berjan Paposhi. And Robin Kirik defeated Jos van Beltzen. What did you see? What did you like on this one?
I mean, dude, Garrick Belay, man, we talk about him all the time.
I know.
The dude's good, man. The dude's good. The dude is good. That's all I can say, man. He's good. I'm hoping that maybe he'll get his title shot soon. Like I say, he's making noise in the lightweight division. And then Robin, what's it, Kurik or Surik?
I don't know either. Yeah, it's different every time.
Yeah. So, but Robin, man, he did his thing too, man. He came out, guns a blazing, looked sharp, looked smooth. That was really it, man. The other fights, I mean, I always enjoy Glory fights, but really those were the two that I had my eyes on.
Absolutely. Anything else on Glory 83 that you saw before we step forward?
Oh, actually, yeah. I want to say, what was it? I think it was on the prelims. It was another lightweight fight. The one versus Mayizo. I think that's
Mayizo.
Yeah,
Chris
like that fight. I know. I think on the commentary, I think they were saying, I think they were kind of leaning more towards Mayizo winning the fight, but I think Woon kind of had the power shots. But either way, man, I just want to say that was a good fight. I don't know what the people. What the people thought, but I mean, that'd be great. Hey, let us know in the comments.
Up and down, great card, but you know who else also had a great event? Just consistently great stuff. Infusion 118, and it was buried under. It was opposite to Glory, and it was buried in promotion and stuff like that. However, they had one of the best events in their history, in the promotion's history. The two main fights on this event were like, go back and watch them kind of fights. Already. To my best fight of 2023, I've added Ilias Zugurti versus Daryl Verdonk. This was a title fight for the lightweight title, back and forth, knockdowns one way and the other, and then there's huge swings in action. This was brilliant. Brandon, what did you think? What'd you make of this?
Yeah, no, I think I put it out. I think I put it out on Twitter that night that this was fight of the weekend, not fight of the night, but fight of the weekend, because you can put this fight against Glory, you can put this fight against anything that was happening in boxing and MMA.
Yep.
This was the best fight of the weekend. And man, and the beauty thing about it too, it was a title fight as well, which kind of makes it a little more, you got more rounds and everything like that. But I mean, kudos, to Verdonk. I mean, he came, he came to fight, and he wasn't backing down.
Unbelievable. Like, it was just an unreal fight. And he won by 5th round knockout. Like you said, without a title on the line, we'd end up getting a different storyline. But like, it was back and forth. He was struggling to win, or he was winning rounds, he was losing rounds, and then won by knockout. Unreal stuff. In the main event, Typhoon Ozcan came back for one fight. Let me check who's at the door. You can talk through the Typhoon fight. I'll be right back.
All right, yeah. So Typhoon Ozcan, like I said, they let him come back for this show. Like I would say, like, because this is their anniversary for Infusion. I believe it's 10 years. So one allowed him to come and participate in this card, which I'm happy that he did. And just Typhoon Ozcan just doing what Typhoon Ozcan does, man. It looked good. Crisp combinations, good movement. I mean, the Turkish Turbine was back. Like, I know he was kind of having a little rough patch in one. So hopefully this fight kind of will help him get his mojo back, so that we can send him back in one and he can start winning some big fights. But I mean, it was good. It was good to have Typhoon come back. He got the response from the crowd like he wanted. And like I said, it was just good to kind of really have an OG of Infusion in there.
Yeah, perfectly said. I agree with everything you're saying, man. Great stuff. Thanks for doing that. Anything else on the Infusion card that you saw that you really want to talk about?
Yeah. Of course, there was another championship. It was the lightweight. I'm sorry. It was the light heavyweight championship. Was it Mori Chroma winning it? Yeah. Seen him fight a few times on Infusion. I'd probably say he's probably another person to watch out for him. because usually, like saying, you've been seeing the Infusion Glory, Glory partnership. It's like, hey, they get a champion, and then this person you'll see them in Glory soon. So I mean, hey, saying you see Glory. I mean, we're gonna talk about it soon with Glory's heavyweight division, but their light heavyweight division, they're kind of growing with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope they do keep growing with it. There's a few areas where you want Glory to like be the main show, and that's light heavyweight and heavyweight. But yeah, hopefully they keep adding more and more talent in. Absolutely, sir.
Yep. But that was really it. Like, I mean, all in all, man, Fusion always puts on a good show. But I just want to talk about that fight because, again, that's somebody to keep your eye on, because you could see him going from Infusion to Glory.
Man, he's undefeated. He's undefeated in Infusion. Like, what is this, like 12 wins in a row at this point? Get this guy in Glory already. This guy's ready to go, man. This is insane.
He could definitely make some noise. Yeah, Glory. Like I said, I think he's nine. I think he has 9 wins straight in Glory.
Or in Fusion.
I'm sorry, in Infusion.
Yeah, Fusion. Maury Chroma. Jeez.
Yeah, and he basically 1, 2, 3, 4 knockouts. The rest were all by decision. So,
unreal.
Got some pop.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, no, Infusion is good. You can watch it on their Facebook page. But yeah, definitely worth going back and watching. We also had some major announcements from Glory Kickboxing. And this is one of the things we talked about. One of the first shows we did was talking about, like, is Glory okay? I think at this point we can actually safely say Glory is great. Glory turned a corner. They did a really good job listening to all the criticism, and they've turned a corner. They heard everything that was going on. They definitely saw everything that was going on, and they've made some major moves in the last few months, and they're making major moves going forward to really turn a corner. And Glory, yeah, they're doing absolutely great. Let's talk about the 2 big announcements that they have. Michael Chevello's in the booth. I'm so pumped for the voice being there. And they're going to have the annual heavyweight world Grand Prix from K1 brought back and making an annual thing every year. Brandon, what do you think? What do you make of this one?
No, this is awesome. Like, say, this is good to hear. Like I said, I mean, this is one of the things that got people really into K1 back in the day. What was the heavyweight Grand Prix, and now they are doing this again. And like I said, it's going to go what we're going to talk about soon about all the fights coming up. All the shows and everything like that. So you're going to have your qualifiers, and then your people that are going to be in it.
Oh man, I am pumped for it. It is kind of, a properly functioning division does work a little bit like a Grand Prix. And, even after 20 years of watching combat sports, just having brackets laid out for me still gets me excited. I know that a proper division, this kind of happens anyway, but just something about having a Grand Prix every year gets me excited. And you know what? Seeing all the news around it, seeing the people's reactions to it, this was a great move on Glory's part. Yeah, this was very good.
Because when Glory first started, like they were doing like 4-man tournaments that so you get 2 fights in one night. Some people kind of really weren't a fan of it for some reason. I don't know why. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was cool. But I don't know. But now we're gonna get this. And we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I kind of had a feeling that they were like something like this was lined up, because again, if you look at, I kind of bring up Collision, but they've changed it around, where usually like Collision used to really kind of, I want to say, like the first 3 maybe were always in December. It's like they were always trying to do December, for their big show. And then they kind of moved it to like October one time and stuff like that. And then like this Collision that they were trying to do was going to be in March, but then Rico got hurt. But now it's going to be in June now. Yeah. But I get it. But at least like you're trying to, but at least like saying you're going to try to say December's the big show. I mean, maybe they might try to have where they have, like, say, like, that's December. If you're going to maybe make Collision now be in June, then all right. So now we kind of know that June is going to be a big show always every year, and December is always going to be a big show every year. It's kind of like just like how boxing is. You always know Cinco de Mayo. That's when Canelo Alvarez is always trying to fight. September, that's always when Canelo's trying to fight. So you always know those are 2 big times. MMA wise, you got November's always the MSG card. July is always International Fight Week. Those are your 2 big shows that you're gonna have. I mean, if Glory's gonna have this, this is great. Then we can always kind of know. All right, December's always gonna be that heavyweight tournament. We know to kind of close the show, and then and then in June, hey, if that's when Collision's always going to be, that's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Just having set standards that are the same every year that we can look forward to. And Pride and K1 were the same thing. You can still buy the DVDs or watch the events the same way. If like in June, you have like the X finals, and then in December, we're going to have the big finals kind of thing. Great. It's the same every year. I can look forward to it. I can plan around it. I love it. I think it's great news. But they are having a mini tournament coming up in the next little while here. And they're going to have, I believe it's a 4-man heavyweight Grand Prix it's for the interim title. And it's going to be with, Plazabot, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, are they fighting to fight Plazabot, or is Plazabot in the tournament for the interim?
So what's happening is, right, it's a 4-man. I want to say this person that wins is getting 2 things. So one, when they win, right, this 4-man tournament that's happening April 29th, they're going to fight Plazabot in June for Collision for the interim title. But also too, I want to say that the winner of that then kind of puts themselves in the Grand Prix for December. That's them already winning that. I want to say.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So bad. Their heavyweight division is moving after a year of kind of hanging out, being whatever. They are moving now.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all about to see, who's all going to be in there, because like I said, they're supposed to have, I guess I want to say, qualifying tournaments. I guess throughout the year to see who's all going to be there.
Yeah, we don't know at this point of who's going to make it in, who's not going to make it in, that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot on the line. I believe it's $500,000 for the big Grand Prix.
Yes.
But yeah, not bad at all. But the Glory Heavyweight division is stacked. There's lots of really interesting fighters in there.
And I'm sorry, and I was gonna say, I know you know this one better. I just want to know what Chavallo is. He just there for the Grand Prix in December, or is he now are we now gonna be seeing him on Glory shows?
I actually don't know what the details are on that one. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. I'll keep you informed as I know more.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's an honor to get the right to get knocked out by Antonio Plazabot. That's all I'll say about that. I don't care if Rico wins the tournament. I'll stand by my statement on that one. Before we get to any more, Brandon, what are you wearing today?
Oh man, you know what it is. Always rocking the shirt, man. It's old school, one course, but Fighters First shop. That's where you get our merch. You can support the show. You want to support me? Remember, you always got the mechanic collection and everything like that. But remember, Fighters First shop. That's the place to go to get all our merchandise. I'm sorry, Brandon, Mr. Catino. I am wearing Jonathan DeBella today. Oh, thank you very much to the one kickboxing champion, Jonathan DeBella. Huge shout out. Thanks so much for the t-shirt. That's from the Team DeBella squad. Oh man, we're gonna lose our license on this network if I keep wearing other clothes. Hey, maybe Jonathan DeBella can join Fighters First, man. We can start pushing his merch. That's a great idea. Hey, we should talk about that off air. Anyway, let's move to what's upcoming this weekend. We got tons of shows such as Fight Night 7. Yes, sir. Wait, just want to go back. Remember, we talk about Glory. Remember, so we talk about Glory being consistent. Now, remember, they just came out with a bunch of shows. Yes, like I said, we talked about April 29th for Glory 85. That's where they're doing the 4-man tournament. And of course, remember, then they're going to have a show May 27th for Glory 86. And then, like we said, June 17th, that's going to be Glory Collision 5. So far this year, they have done they're doing a show each month. They did January, Glory Rivals 4. We just had February. March is going to be Glory 85. And then, of course, I just list down the rest of the shows till June. So right now, we're getting a steady diet of Glory, which is great, which is what we want. We're getting a show each month. Let's see what happens after that. Maybe we might get another Glory Rivals come July or something like that. Because I mean, like I said, there are plenty of people who I'm sure who need to fight, and I'm happy that my guy Jamie Bates is gonna be on that March 11th card. Yeah, Jamie Bates is fighting upcoming, but it's not an easy fight for him. This is a tough as nail fight. It's coming up, right? Yeah, because I think I want to say I think Bates is still ranked. I think he's either ranked 4 or 5 in the division. So he's top ranked in that one. Let me bring it up here. Oh man, you're gonna make me click around a bunch. Yeah. Forget, we'll get to it later. But anyway, so the March 11th Glory 84 show is looking real good. Champion versus champion showdown. Topology. Yeah, he's still ranked 4th in the world, so he's top 5 officially. Yeah. And then, yeah, just I mean, of course, we just talked about the announcement. I know I didn't bring this up to you, but I was like, oh, I would be remiss. Like, I'm sure we would probably get yelled at by the Japanese kickboxing fans being to talk about it. But of course, about Rise and K1 joining forces once again.
The match 2023 this time. They'll still do a champion versus champion crossover. I'm excited for it. I like this. I like the style. You know what I mean? It actually paints it very excitingly. Now, I know it's not going to be Tenshin Takeru. That was a once in a lifetime, once in a generation fight. However, having champion versus champion organization showdown, I love that. That's so much fun, right?
Yeah. Well, also too, like I feel like they're doing. I don't know. It's weird. Like I feel like saying like they're going to be doing what I think Glory and Rise was doing, which is where I think they said that you'll start seeing K1 fighters on Rise shows and then Rise fighters on K1 shows as well. Like they'll be swapping fighters,
Fantastic.
But deal. So this way again, man, to me it's more exposure for everybody. You're getting a different crowd, maybe, different people and stuff like that. So the reason I say it because I know Glory would send people over to Rise, like Petch, to fight their champions and stuff like that, and then they would send there. You have a couple of Rise fighters come over to Glory and stuff like that. So I just think this is great, man. Like I said, I think this is people getting smart, coming together. Like I said, man, maybe they just saw how well the match did, and then of course they're seeing like what Glory was doing with Infusion, what Glory was doing with Rise, and K1 was like, you know what? Maybe we should join the party. I mean, eventually, of course, what the people want. They're gonna want Glory and K1, but
absolutely.
We'll
Absolutely. I mean, I was trying to measure up when they first did the rivals. I remember I did like division versus division, and they don't have a ton of crossovers. The problem of like they don't have the same division. The one guy like Petch, and he just keeps beating everybody. But I do love the narrative of organization versus organization is so simple that everyone gets it. And I think some of the coolest moments in like combat sports history are like organization versus organization. We still remember like whatever UFC champion was in K1. You know what I mean? Or like Chuck Liddell competing in the Pride Grand Prix, or WCW, WWE, or Raw versus SmackDown. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of like, it's so simple that you will never forget it. Organization versus organization. A rising tide raises all ships. Yep. This is a fun one. This is going to be a ton of fun. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Anyway, so where were you on the Raw versus SmackDown? I know you have an opinion on it.
I'm Team SmackDown all day, man. Blue brand.
Man, no way. That's the rare one. Everyone's Raw, right? Everyone always picks Raw. Why SmackDown?
Growing up, SmackDown was the Rock show. I was a big Rock fan, so I kind of always rock with SmackDown. And plus, too, like I said, their colors are blue. Blue is my favorite color, it's like I said, I'm always Team SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I thought the same way too. I forget most of it, but I think DX was Raw. I don't quite remember, but I remember I was young at the time, and you would have been the same age as me. Like we were babies at that point. But yeah, anyway, let's move forward. Let's actually get back to kickboxing here on a show. Man, did you hear about Takeru might be all the one championship rumors? Do you think that they're substantial? Do you think there's some fire behind all this smoke?
I mean, I did see him training with MMA gloves, so maybe
they were one championship MMA gloves too.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, hey, it could be a possibility. Like I say, man, we're prize fighters. If one championship is gonna give him the money, I don't see why not. Like I said, I think he's using his time. Like I said, just kind of find himself. You see him training at different gyms. And then boom, like I think one could be the spot. Like say he might be want to change it up. And like say he's gonna use some 4 ounce gloves and I guess do more really because the kickboxing is still with kickboxing gloves.
You might be right about that. They might be aiming for the Rod Tang fight. I think one championship, if they're really trying to push into Japan, like you want someone like Takeru there, who's very big name. Called him out privately. Team DeBella was like, it'd be great if we can get the Takeru fight.
Yeah, no, I did see that too. Yeah, man. I would be all about that. Like I said, I think the heaviest I've seen DeBella fight at was 125. I think.
Yeah, so it's like, hey man, you guys got to really get out on the campaign for that one. But man, that'd be sick as hell. One Fight Night 7 coming up this weekend. Some MMA action on it, which is definitely worth checking out. And we also have some Muay Thai and kickboxing action. The Muay Thai phenom, age 23, string of knockouts, captured the title via decision. Tawan Shai is back. He's going to be fighting Jamal Yusupov of Turkey. What do you think of this one? Come on.
Nah. I mean, dude, it's gonna be Ant still, man, dude. I don't know how anybody to me can concede otherwise. You know, I mean, shout out to my man for getting the title shot, but I think it's gonna be Ant still, man. I think Sanchez just gonna do his thing.
No, I agree with you. I'm so impressed with Sanchez, the incredible speed that he has, and like how much of he's a wonderkin when it comes to Muay Thai. He's incredibly talented. He's got thunderous kicks. He's got power in each hand. He's the whole package here, and only at 23 years old. Come on,
yeah,
incredible stuff. I don't know. He's just awesome. I don't think we have much to add on that one.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm sorry, man. Like, to me, man, you look at these fights at one, and it's just like some of them you could be like, yeah, they can be competitive, and some you could be like, yeah, this is gonna be somebody's night over here.
Hey, speaking of which, how about the next one? Sempech versus Shang Shalong. One guy is on like a 5-fight losing streak, and the other guy's on a 1-fight win streak. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to pick. I do like Sempech in this one. Am I wrong?
Same, man. I'm rocking with Fairtex, man. If your last name is Fairtex, it probably is going to be your night. But I mean, hey, you never know, man. Like say, dude, like I mean, Chinese, like you're saying, the Chinese fighters have really been stepping their game up in the kickboxing world. So I mean, hey, you just never know what can happen. But I'm like you. I'm leaning towards Fairtex as well.
Yeah, I'm picking Sempech in that one. And we also have light heavyweight kickboxing. Andre Stoica is going to be taking on Francesco Jaha. Who do you have in that one? One way more experienced than the other guy, but it's still a well-matched fight. What do you make of it?
I'm going with Stoica, probably second round knockout, TKO.
Yeah, Stoica, he's coming in with the nickname Mr. KO. Got more than half of his fights won by knockout. He was also like a super combat, a dynamite champion, all this other stuff. Like his only losses are like Tariq Kababez, Roman Curricula, Donegi Abena. Like he's only lost 2 champions, basically. Yep. So I like him coming into this fight, but he is a little bit older, a few more miles on the speedometer, a few more miles on the odometer, pardon me. So Francesco, this is a fight. If he wants to come out, this is the big one to make it. I think that's all we have for one Fight Night 7, and that's coming up on Prime Video. And then we also have Rise 165, 166, and KRUSH 146. Let me bring up the other forms here because I have to translate all of those ones. Rise 165 will be... Man, I have so much trouble. Is this a title fight or is it just a fight featuring a champion on Rise 165?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I always say, man, dude, things just get lost in translation over here.
I know,
and we're not really sure. You know.
Either way, Rise is always worth watching. It's one of their champions will definitely be fighting on it, whether in a title fight or not. I don't entirely know, but you have Koki Osaki is coming to fight Rasuke Teriyama. And it's going to be a good fight. It's a bantamweight clash. Like it's going to be a classic one. Rise always absolutely brings it. It's well worth checking out on Abema TV. But yeah, that's about as far as like that's. I don't know.
Yeah, the Rise well, I think it's Rise El Dorado too. They call it, right?
Something like this is the 20th memorial event, which is why there's 2 events in a row. One on February 23rd. Oh, they're both on February 23rd.
Yeah, 165. Yeah. 165.
One's in the morning, one's in the afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, start time's I guess 17:30, and the other start time was 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so it's a good fight to check out. But later on the same day, we have Rise 166, and they're going to be coming at us with a flyweight Grand Prix. This should be a 4-man Grand Prix on the same night. Going to be crowned the Rise New Warriors Challenge to celebrate the 20th memorial event. Definitely worth checking out. That one's on February, coming up on the 23rd from Japan. Yeah. Coming up the same weekend, we have February 25th is going to be KRUSH 146. And this one will have a main event, a bantamweight title match. See, it just says it right there. Bantamweight title match with Ikeda Koji going to be fighting Matsunani Kiri. Koji is coming off with 1 loss, but a few wins before that. His opponent, Kiri, is going to be coming off 1 win in the organization, but it's going to be action. The KRUSH events always bring it. There's going to be tons of fights on this card as well. What do you see on it? What do you like on it?
Nah, I was just going to say, like you said, man, dude, K1 always puts on good shows. And of course, they got their K Fiesta show coming up right after next month as well. But I mean, but before that, they're going to give us a little appetizer this weekend, to get us ready for the big one.
You know what sucks? You know what's funny is I was going to ask, like, hey, if anyone has any English speaking like translations of these K1 and Rise events, it's us, Brandon. That's us. We're the people's English speaking source for helping them with this, and it's rough. It's a tough one out there, man.
It is. It can be. It can be.
Okay. Anything else that we need to cover up before we get out of here? Any last words, Mr. Coutinho?
Yeah, actually, I totally forgot about this because you brought up K1 in my head and it hit me. I'm like, oh man, like we would probably again get chewed out in the Discord if we don't bring this up. I mean, I think it's just something that's to talk about, but Anissa Meskin and her post that she came out with.
Is it going to happen? Okay, so Anissa Meskin, great glory champion, Muay Thai and kickboxing background, super pissed off at one for kind of like not giving her fights, and fair is fair. I think that's a criticism is well levied. It's been a weird schedule for the last 2 years between her and Janet Todd. It just doesn't make sense. She says, like, I'm not happy with this. Kana Silverwolf, K1 champion, calls her out. Brandon, what do we make of it?
Well, the thing is, I didn't know about this because, like I said, I've been following Kana for a while. Kana actually has done this before where she actually called Anissa Meskin out when she was in Glory. And I remember Anissa Meskin was caught off guard because I want to say Anissa Meskin considered them to be friends. And Kana was like, because I think they trained together and everything like that. But Kana was like, no, we are friends. I just wanted to fight the best, and you're one of the best. It was kind of really was a sign of respect, but I don't know if Anissa Meskin took it that way. And then next, Anissa Meskin bounced out and went to 1, but I don't know if maybe her contract come to ends and then she'll go to K1 or maybe she'll go back to Glory. I don't know her Glory. I'm sorry. I don't know her contract situation, but like, again, like you said, like it has been basically like 3 years, because I want to say, I think she signed with them in 2020 and she had like her first fight in like 2021. 2022.
Yeah, it's been she essentially came in with the resume that she could have got a title shot without a fight. Like, if her resume was ample, man, we've talked about this one a lot. But like Janet Todd has fought actively in that time. Meskin has fought actively in that time. How they haven't met it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't make sense.
But
and then they were go on.
No, but I mean, I would be all for it. I would love to watch, as you say, man. I love watching the best fight the best. And saying and kind of wants to prove herself because I think because again, that's what K1 does, like bringing people outside of K1 to fight her. So, I don't know if maybe they can do a one-off and maybe get her, get her in K1 for a fight or something. But I mean, hey, I'd be down for it. Like I said, man, kind of asked for this fight like 3 years ago, just say, hey, I want to fight you. And I remember Anissa Meskin was caught off guard, was like, oh, I thought we were friends, stuff like that. Because I want to say they did train together. But Kana was just like, yo, it's just a sign of respect. I think you're one of the best and I want to test myself. So, I mean, hey, I'd be down for it. I'd rock out for it. I don't know who I would choose yet for it, but good thing is I don't have to say anything yet about it.
No, that's right. That's right. It's worth a tape study, a sit down and really analyze this fight. Hopefully they can do it for something like the match. You know what I mean? I just love it. The best fighting the best. That's what we want.
Exactly. That would be great, man. And I'm sure, man, that place would be packed if they did it in like the Tokyo Dome again.
Oh, I co-sign with this. Come on. And I think Kana needs some more like really substantial challenges, because sometimes they're like no offense to any of her opponents, but some of them were coming off of no-win streaks or coming in from BKFC or something like that. And that's just some of the people you can get on short notice in female kickboxing. That's fine. But she really wants that challenge. She really wants to prove herself. What an attitude that is.
Say, man, I mean, dude, I would love her versus Tiffany Van Soos would be great. I mean, dude, it would be great if freaking Miss Dynamite can come out and get one fight with her.
I know. I want that. Yeah. I mean, good luck to her career in Bellator. She's making more money, but we miss her in kickboxing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll see, people. We'll see. But hey, man, remember, guys, like, subscribe, let us know what you think. Comment with us. We love hearing from you guys. We love interacting with you guys. And again, me and Tim have kind of been talking about maybe adding some things to get you guys a little more involved into the show. We haven't come up with a name yet for it. I got a name for it, but I'll talk to Tim about it and we'll bring it back to you guys and see how it goes.
Mr. Coutinho, huge thanks for your time.